3.
Hello, I'm Zinna Koranteng and I'm a blogger. And today we are discussing our political history of Ghana. And today we have one of the historians to help out with the discussion. So, by that much I do, I welcome my brother, Mr. Boamah, to the program. Please,
Okay.
welcome.
Thank you.
So, I want to know why Ghana changed different systems of government over the years.
Okay. Thank you very much, guys. You realize that um, from the First Republic, we have been changing systems of government. Now, when we talk of systems of government, we are talking of the presidential system and the cabinet system. The cabinet system is also called the parliamentary system. Now, let's go back. Now, in the First Republic, you realize in the time of Nkrumah, we practiced the pure form of the presidential system as it is being practiced in America today. Now, the pure form of the presidential system is such that one person is both head of state and head of government. And another feature is that no minister comes from parliament in the pure form of the presidential system. No minister comes from parliament, as opposed to the cabinet system where all ministers come from parliament and their deputies. Let me add, ministers and their deputies. Now, after Kwame Nkrumah was overthrown, we entered the Second Republic. The Second Republic started from 1969 to 1972. And here we are talking of the time of Dr. Abefa Buzia and Edward Akufo-Addo. Now, in the Second Republic, we changed from the pure form of the presidential system to the parliamentary system of government. Why? We are going to find answers to this question. Now, the framers of the 1969 Constitution, after Kwame Nkrumah was overthrown, realized that the unpopular policies that led to the overthrow of Kwame Nkrumah all came about because Nkrumah, in the presidential system, once he doubled as both the president and head of state and head of government, he had overwhelming powers. And that is one disadvantage of the presidential system. It gives the president overwhelming powers. So Nkrumah had sweeping powers. He had control over state institutions, vital state institutions like parliament. And you remember some of these policies, like the Preventive Detention Act, declaring himself president for life and adopting one-party state, and all these came from parliament. All these policies had parliamentary approvals. So the thought was that if Nkrumah had not doubled as both president and both head of state and head of government, but rather there was a separation between parliament and the presidency, Nkrumah wouldn't have had those powers to control parliament to approve those policies or those decisions. So that is how come the framers of the Constitution of 1969, that is the Consultative Assembly, decided to do away with the presidential system of government, so that in the Second Republic, the system of government we adopted ensured that there was a clear separation between the executive and the legislature. That is how come. But one would also ask, why is it that we did not maintain this system throughout our history till now that we are practicing the mixed or hybrid system? In the Third Republic, that is the time of Dr. Hila Liman, we went back to the presidential system. So why? Now, there was a problem. Now, in the Second Republic, when we adopted the the parliamentary system, it got to a point in time when Buzia was about to form his government. He was supposed to ensure ethnic balance. Now we call it regional balance. And it is a very vital element in governance. When you are forming a government, you have to ensure that all the ethnic groups or all the regions, all the peoples are represented in your government. But Buzia's government faced Buzia's government faced a challenge in this respect. Now, in forming his government, there was no Ewe MP. There was no Ewe MP in parliament. But he had to ensure ethnic balance. And the pure form of the parliamentary system tells you that all ministers, all deputy ministers must come from parliament. But here is the case that no Ewe representation was in parliament. So how can an Ewe minister or deputy minister be part of that government? And it was a problem because the Ewes constitute the second largest ethnic group in Ghana. You can't have a government for Ghanaians and the second largest ethnic group don't have a representation. So that was a huge challenge. So in the Third Republic, they wanted to do away with that problem and they reverted back to the presidential system again. But in the time of Dr. Hila Liman, he also faced a challenge that made the framers of the constitution that we are having now decide to settle on the hybrid system that we are having now. Now, Dr. Hila Liman's time, the Third Republic, also faced this challenge. When the government presented its budget to Parliament, it was voted out. Why? Why was the government's budget voted out? Was kicked out? It was kicked out because that Parliament from 1979 to 81 was like the Parliament we have now. We term it as hung Parliament. It was almost balanced Parliament. The party of Dr. Hila Liman did not have enough parliamentarians to vote to push that budget. So the parliament at that time, in that regime, was a balanced one. And so imagine if the party of Dr. Hila Liman had had a few more parliamentarians in parliament, a few more members in parliament to vote that budget would have been voted out. But let's go back again. Remember, the pure form of the presidential system means that all ministers, all deputy ministers must come from parliament. And so the government suffered big time. There was no way it was going to have people to vote for that budget. And so when we were drawing the 1992 Constitution, the framers of that Constitution considered these problems of the First Republic, the Second Republic, and the Third Republic, and came out with possible ways to do away with those problems. And so they decided to go for the hybrid system. When we talk of the hybrid system, it is an admixture of both the presidential system and the cabinet system. That is partial fusion and partial separation. And so as we have it now, President Akufo-Addo is both head of state and head of government business. But when it comes to parliament, his ministers, even though we are practicing the presidential system, he's both head of state. His ministers, 2/3 of his ministers come from parliament. So you can see those elements of presidential system and parliamentary system in this hybrid system. So that is how come we have been changing systems until this point. Thank you very much.
So we are much grateful for your time on the show, and hope to see you in our subsequent interviews. Thanks for coming.
I will be always available.
Okay. So don't forget to subscribe to the channel Zinna Koranteng, YouTube, Facebook, and remember, history is fine. So thanks for watching. Bye.